Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. The Polish Parliament has started working on a bill that could result in the construction of a border wall on the country's border with Belarus. Poland has been working hard to stop a new migration route from forming, but members of the ruling party believe it's time for stronger measures. The bill that would set the legal framework for the construction of a border wall on the Polish-Belarusian border was submitted by the Ministry of Interior and Administration. The wall on the Polish-Belarusian border is needed, and we hope that the work will quickly move from the legal phase to the phase of real construction on the border. In the afternoon, the bill went to the National Defence Committee, where the first reading was held. Funds secured in the budget for the construction of the wall amount to more than 500 million zloty. We see an increasing migratory pressure from the east, and secure borders is a sine qua non condition for the security of the entire European Union and NATO. The Left Party will probably vote against the bill. It accuses governing Law and Justice of violating human rights at the border. This is a policy that is barbaric, that is just based on building walls and not on agreement, not on conflict resolution. In October alone, the border guards recorded nearly 7,000 attempts to cross the border illegally. 200 illegal immigrants were detained, including 170 Iraqi citizens. The bill is expected to pass through Parliament in the coming days. Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that the country is ready to provide more gas to Europe if requested, emphatically rejecting the suggestion that Moscow was squeezing supplies for political motives. Russia is facing mounting criticism from Western leaders who say it is clear that Russia is using its energy resources as a political weapon. If they ask us to increase further, we are ready to increase further. We will increase by as much as our partners ask us. There is no refusal, none, Putin told an energy conference in Moscow. European gas prices have hit record levels this month, but the Kremlin has repeatedly denied that Russia is withholding supplies in order to exert pressure for quick regulatory approval of the new Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline across the Baltic Sea to Germany. Putin described as complete nonsense the accusation that Moscow was using energy as a political weapon. From the whole LNG supply rate to the European market, and the supply rate is over 14 billion cubic metres of gas, about one half was not supplied by US operators. So who uses energy tools to capitalise on them? Is it we or someone else? We increase the supplies and our partners, including ones from the United States, reduce the supplies to Europe. His comments held out the possibility that Moscow might be willing to go further to help ease the price squeeze in Europe, which has pushed household bills higher and hit industries such as steelmakers and fertilizer plants. Where do we use the weapon? In which conflicts do we participate? And as for the economy, that is absolutely out of the question. Even in the toughest periods of the Cold War, Russia regularly, on a routine basis fulfilling its contractual obligations, supplied gas to Europe. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said earlier that Russian gas giant Gazprom was supplying gas to Europe at maximum levels under existing contracts, and any increase would need to be negotiated with the company. Apple Inc. is likely to slash production of its iPhone 13 by as many as 10 million units due to the global chip shortage, Bloomberg News has reported, citing people familiar with the matter. The chip crunch has become one of the largest threats to the recovery of the global economy following the pandemic. Apple Inc. was expecting to produce 90 million units of the new iPhone models by the end of this year, according to Bloomberg. The report said Apple told its manufacturers that the number of units would be lower because chip suppliers, including Broadcom Inc. and Texas Instruments, are struggling to deliver components. Apple has declined to comment on the matter, while Broadcom and Texas Instruments did not immediately respond to requests for comment. In July, Apple forecast slowing revenue growth and said the chip shortage, which had started hitting its ability to sell Macs and iPads, would also limit iPhone production. The chip crunch has put immense pressure on industries from automobiles to electronics, leading many automakers to suspend production temporarily. Thousands of Brazilian devotees have gathered at the national sanctuary of Our Lady of Aparecida in São Paulo, Brazil, as the basilica opened for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic. Many of the faithful interpret the step as a return to normality in the country. With 6 masses at the main building and 7 at an event centre, parishioners were thankful for the opportunity to reunite with Brazil's most important and popular saint. Last year, due to COVID-19 restrictions, only local employees were able to attend the celebration. This year, face masks and social distancing were mandatory both inside and outside the church. I am thrilled. It's very moving to see so many people thanking the patron saint. Our Lady of Aparecida is thought to have appeared before 3 fishermen in the Paraíba River on the 12th of October 1717, becoming Brazil's patron saint. Ostia Cardozo, a devotee at the basilica, couldn't hold back tears as she explained how she was feeling. I don't even know. Faith, I'm thankful for Our Lady. I have a big picture of her. My living room is like a church. President Bolsonaro was also seen at the basilica during one of the multiple masses held there. According to CCR Nova Dutra, the company that runs the highway leading to the sanctuary, at least 24,248 people went to the basilica between the 1st and the 11th of October. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.